I've got a great question for you, Steve. How do you stop Joe Root?
It is a great question, and I think if I had the answer, I think there'd be some Indian bowlers paying me a lot of money to try and get it out of me. He is phenomenal. You've got to somehow get him early, because he seems that once he gets past 20, 30 balls, he gets to 20, 30 quickly. And that is the thing for the Indian bowlers to. I think the fields, potentially, they need to look at that. They need to stop him scoring areas where he's scoring at this moment in time, which is around about sort of fifth slip, running it down to third man. If there's not a third man, he gets 4. If there is a third man, he gets 1. Can they plug that gap and say, right, can we bowl 10, 15, 20 balls at Joe at one spot and hopefully try and build pressure that way? Because at this minute in time, India can't put 4 balls in a row at Joe and keep him down the end for long periods of time, and he's just milking them, and he looks as though he's in ridiculous form, which he obviously is, because his numbers are showing that. But they still have to have a belief that every time he starts in and around off stump, there is a vulnerability, whether it's going back into off stump or it's a little going away from off stump. And I hope that the England captain has sort of used up all his runs for the year so far, and he nicks one early in the Test match at the Oval. But I would look at field positions and try and keep Joe Root on strike as much as I possibly can, and discipline. I just don't think the discipline was there last week. I thought the discipline between Indian bowlers bowling at Milan, especially with Root, England scored both sides of the wicket far too much, and I think that is something I'd be looking at from my bowlers going into the Oval.
Whenever a batsman is in top form, as a bowler, I would love to know Steve's thoughts on this. As a bowler, you don't want to experiment. You want to just stick to the areas which is, probably the only area which is concerning a batsman in form. So that area at the moment is the channel of uncertainty. Off stump, outside the off stump, and you see all the dismissal in this series as far as Joe Root is concerned, whether of Bumrah or other fast bowlers. He was caught in slips, or he was even bowled after getting that 100 in the first innings of Headingley. And I would stick to that area, and you play with a batsman's patience, because when you're bowling all over the park and you're giving runs both sides of the wicket, then the batsman who's in form will just milk you for runs. There will be no any sort of pressure which you build on him. So I would just stick to the line which is on the off stump, outside the off stump, play with the patience of Joe Root and force him to make a mistake. The other thing is probably get in Ashwin for the only reason that when someone is in form, he's almost in a zone where he understands where the opposition bowler is bowling, and he almost gets habituated to their line, their style of bowling. And that's why you get in a different bowler who has not bowled to him at all in the series, and then it poses a different kind of challenge. And then I've seen in the past, I've talked about how Ashwin troubled Steve Smith bowling round the wicket, taking the ball away from him, and from the same line and length, getting the ball into the right-hander. I think that's a line which Ashwin can also use against Joe Root. But you have to be disciplined. You have to show that patience when you're bowling to a batsman who's in form, and he's in exceptional form. I've never seen someone who has played with so much of control over a period of 3 Test matches. And credit to his hard work and credit to his focus and concentration. It's been absolute masterclass from Joe Root in all the 3 Test matches so far.